Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about modus tollens, which is one of the arguments in section 1.4 of an introduction to arguments. So maybe you've seen this type of argument already. In this video I'm just going to show you a couple of examples that are maybe a little bit trickier. But to start, we'll look at this example here, which is just the basic or the standard modus tollens. One of the premises, often the first premise, although it doesn't have to be the first premise, is a conditional statement. If today is Thursday, then Sam is in court. Then the other premise is the denial of the consequent. So the consequent in the conditional statement is Sam is in court. The denial of that is Sam is not in court. So when we have those two premises, we can put as our conclusion the denial of the antecedent. The antecedent is today is Thursday, and so our conclusion is going to be today is not Thursday. Okay, again, that's the standard example of modus tollens. All right, now we have these three examples. Maybe you just want to look at them yourself and figure out why they're modus tollens. I can also point out to you first that in this top argument, there's a not here and a not here. So the top one is also kind of a standard example of modus tollens. In the second argument, there's a not here, and then a not here, and then in the third, there's a not here and a not here. Okay, so the not shows up in different places, but they're still all modus tollens, and they're still all valid arguments. So maybe you want to now figure out for yourself why they're all modus tollens. Okay, or I'll just go through these myself. So the top one, which you've already seen if you watched the previous video, this is again a standard example of modus tollens. First premise is a conditional. The second premise, or the other premise, is the denial of the consequent. Her car is in the parking lot is the consequent. Or other premise says her car is not in the parking lot. And so with those two premises, we can put as our conclusion the denial of the antecedent. The antecedent, of course, is Kate is at work, and so our conclusion is Kate is not at work. Next, this argument here. Okay, if Jeff is fishing, then his coat is not in the closet. Then our other premise says his coat is in the closet. Okay, so notice that his coat is in the closet is the denial of our consequent here. Our consequent says his coat is not in the closet. This premise says it is, so even though the not is here and not in this premise down here, this premise is still the denial of this one. All right, so given that the consequent has been denied, we can put as our conclusion the denial of the antecedent. The antecedent is Jeff is fishing, so our conclusion is Jeff is not fishing. All right, third example, if Sarah is not reading, then she is at the gym. Okay, our other premise, she is not at the gym. Okay, so that's the denial of the consequent. Consequent says she is at the gym. The other premise says she is not at the gym. So we can put as our conclusion the denial of the antecedent. Now the antecedent is Sarah is not reading. Sarah isn't reading. So therefore our conclusion is going to be she is reading. The denial of she isn't reading, of course, is that she is. So even though the not is here, and there's no not here, the conclusion is still the denial of this antecedent. Okay, so again, even though all three of these arguments are a little bit different, they're all modus tollens, and they're all valid. Okay,